Good night. Good night. Good night. Listen, it is always a pleasure. Anytime I get to join you guys live, especially on a Thursday night. I don't know what it is about Thursday night lives. It's one of my favorite times to go live and talk to you guys and bring something of substance, bring something of value, something that you guys can use and build in the digital age, because Digipreneur Live, that's what we're all about. We're all about building in the digital space and learning different ways, different platforms, different strategies, different tools to be able to tap into the global economy and make your money while sipping something strong on the beach, as the Digipreneur intro goes, right? So, you guys know how it goes. If this is your first time tuning in to Digipreneur Live, we got to have a roll call here. Please, if you are watching us live, let me know in the chat that you are watching live. Let's see. The first comment of the night goes to Stacy King Messiah. She says, "Good night, boss." Listen, I love it. Then we got Elena. Elena is locked on live. I love it. Then we got the big boss himself, Mr. Tony Rose. Listen, Pops has to represent, Pops has to tune in live. Pops is trying to build in the digital space too. I love it. I love it. Let's see, who else do we got? We got Janique. Janique says, "Great evening, Keron and everyone. Thanks for hosting a chat on this theme. It's been a while. This is something that we've needed to talk about. We've needed these types of platforms. So it's going to be a great conversation." We got Crumb Coated Fun. "Good evening, DigiFam." You see the DigiFam. I love it. Who else do we got inside here? We got Chinaka Holder. She says, "Good evening." Umar Muhammad says, "Sup, the WA Media family is in." Makita Skinner, she says, "Good night." Nikki Baker is here. Good night from Marie. We got Nicole. We got my auntie in the house. Listen, it's a fam jam tonight. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. Tonight, we're going to be diving into a Caribbean freelancing platform and outsourcing market. All right. So if you are across the region and you are looking to, get on a platform where you could showcase your skills and get some jobs, or maybe you are a business owner and you're looking to hire some talent, this is going to be a conversation that you want to listen to. All right. And we have a lot of fun tonight. We're going to have a lot of fun tonight. We're also going to be opening up the phone lines a little bit later so you guys can actually call in with some questions. So we don't just limit you to, asking questions in the chat. Digipreneur Live is all about being live. So you guys are going to be able to call in on the phone from wherever you are tuning in from. You're going to be able to call in from WhatsApp. You're going to be able to call in regular, and you'll be able to, ask our guest tonight some questions pertaining to the platform, all right? So without further ado, shall we get this show on the road? Bounty, talk to me. Without further ado, we got the co-founder and CEO of the platform, Workii. She employed me because she want me for Workii. No, not that kind of Workii, but you get the drift, all right? Without further ado, let us bring to the stage Mr. Chea Wing.
Good night, good night. Honestly, I wasn't expecting all these vibes, but appreciate it.
Listen, anytime. It's always vibes. Anytime Digipreneur Live is on. This is what we're known for. Who said education needed to be boring? Who said that?
Exactly.
Nobody. So Chea, how you doing, boss?
Great. Happy to be here. Thanks for the opportunity. Appreciate it. How are you going on your end?
I'm good, man. I'm good. I mean, this is one of the best times to be not just, building a business, but to be in the Caribbean and building this business. I feel like, I was as much as I was born here, I left a long time ago when I was just a couple weeks old and we migrated to Canada. But to be here now in 2021, building a business, I find it's just so much things are happening. So many new tools are coming out, platforms are coming out, learning new ways to be able to tap into the global economy right here with beaches and no winter. So I mean, let's get into it, man. So Workii, talk to me. How did Workii come about? How did it even start?
Right. So we all know the state of the economy, the state of the world with this pandemic that started in March last year.
Right.
So with this, there was a somewhat of a forced digital evolution within the region, and
Mm.
that honestly showed where we were lacking in the region in this space. It showed
Right.
our shortcomings. It showed where we needed support and where infrastructure needed bolstering, basically.
Right.
So and along with that, it became almost necessary to rethink our usual MO. And it kind of forced us to find solutions to make our lives easier and our everyday tasks less daunting
Right.
because everything started being much more difficult to do.
Right.
So because of this, initially, I tried to develop a different platform. This initially was not a workforce outsource platform. Um,
Mm.
so I got together a group of friends. I tried to get something going. Slightly different functionality. It was more along the lines of like a personal assistant kind of vibe.
Okay.
And but then that proved to be easier said than done, like most things are.
Right.
So then when it came to actually finding the resources to develop, finding the right team, etc., etc.
Right.
So, and coming from an events and projects background, there's this frustrating reoccurring theme of finding the appropriate resources outside of your network. Like the Caribbean, we're in the Caribbean, so we know people. So we
Right.
will
Right.
call, you know somebody for this, you know somebody for this, but then most times the person you end up getting is not the best person for that job, but they're the closest, they're within arm's reach.
Right.
So
Right.
then when the team eventually kind of flaked and I was left on my own,
Right.
I was forced to the other platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, etc. And in there, in communicating with freelancers down here, getting people to try to develop whatnot, I realized that even though those platforms exist, there's somewhat of a Caribbean handicap that we
Mm.
face in this region where even though we bid for those jobs and we have the quality, we have the certification, we have the expertise,
Right.
they don't see it like that outside most times. It's getting a little better, but that's the reality of the situation,
Right.
unfortunately. So then, all right, cool. The Caribbean needs this platform. I need to find resources. People need to find work. How can we make this happen?
Right.
So then, time to come up with a name.
Right.
Obviously, people need more work. So all right, work has to be part of it.
Right.
But how do I get something easy to remember, something familiar, something Caribbean yet internationally you could roll off your tongue?
Right. Right.
Boom, Workii. All right, cool. Workii, we can roll with that.
Right.
But hearing and seeing are two different
Two
things. So
different things.
when I wrote Workii down on paper, the word didn't look good at all. Like Workey. I was like, nah, bro, this.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So then eventually drop the EY, throw up two eyes, have them symbolizing two people or two entities collaborating, working together, which is
Right.
what the platform is supposed to symbolize. And boom, started developing in May 2020,
Right.
June 2021, we have Workii.
I love it. So you said some key things in there, and I want to kind of dive into it. So you mentioned the handicap that we have as a Caribbean region when we go onto platforms like a Upwork or Freelancer.com, right? So what were some of the handicaps that you've identified with those platforms when Caribbean people are coming onto them, and what are some of those things that Workii aims to fix? That way, we don't have that handicap.
Right. So the main thing is that those platforms are so far along that they have hundreds of thousands and in some cases millions of freelancers who are registered.
Right.
So you find that it's so competitive that us as a region, when we get there, we can't necessarily set our pricing at that level. With say someone operating from India, where they have a billion people competing amongst themselves, you know. And then also from the client side, there's the perception that Caribbean work is really just not up to scratch, which is not the case. When you look at the Caribbean and you look at our output, not only in academics and in work, but in in the arts, in terms of Miss Universe, in terms of sport. We shine.
We got thing.
We do our thing. For
Right.
sure, we do our thing.
Right.
So this was really meant to give the Caribbean diaspora their spotlight and their time to shine, where Caribbean businesses could reach out, Caribbean individuals, because even though those platforms are widely used outside,
Right.
during my surveys, 6 out of 10 people never heard of a Upwork or a Freelancer.
You'd
Right?
be surprised. There
they
are people who haven't even heard of Fiverr.
Exactly. Yeah. So it was a glaring gap, and it was definitely something that was necessary in terms of bringing Caribbean talent to the forefront, exposing the world to what the Caribbean has to offer in terms of freelancers and quality, as well as giving the local businesses and the local individuals a platform to actually reach beyond their network and find the right talent for their job, for their project, for their short-term one-off project, for a full-time job, whatever it may be.
Right.
All-encompassing.
Right. Now, when we talk freelancing platforms, so I mean, there is a gap of the population who has never heard of a freelancing platform or an outsourcing marketplace. But then even the ones that have heard about it, I find that there's a hesitancy to get onto these platforms. People are still trying to make it on their own without having to go through a platform. Do you think there is a mindset shift that has to happen when it comes to the gig economy and leveraging, either getting as a freelancer, getting onto these platforms to going out and get work, and then also as a business, is there a mindset shift that you think has to happen for businesses to think, you know what, rather than always thinking I have to hire somebody full time, is there a mindset shift that has to happen to start leveraging into the gig economy and freelancers?
Right. Absolutely. I like to say you can only know what you know.
Right.
So in this region, if you don't know it exists, then it's not something you're necessarily going to run down. It's not something you would see and gravitate to. But one of the very few positives coming out of COVID is that it kind of forced people to look towards digital mediums and digital platforms to get anything done, whether it's ordering food, ordering groceries, getting work done. Like it really helped us along in that way.
Right.
So yes, the mindset shift is necessary 100%.
Yeah.
And we're getting there. So I could see the difference from March 2020 when I was conceptualizing it and speaking about it like to different people. Because you need to put little feelers out.
Yeah.
Make sure you're selling yourself a dream in a little box. So in talking to people, they're like, you sure? I don't know. but then coming closer to now and closer to launch, the same people, that conversation turn 180, like, yo, this is necessary. We need 100%. Let me know when it's launching. We need to get on board.
I love it. So are you one of the people are you of the opinion that the pandemic has generated new opportunities and has been a good thing for the region?
I will not say a good thing. That's a broad, harsh statement because
not from a medical perspective, not from that.
Right.
That's off the table. But
medical and economic, it hit a lot of people hard.
Right.
However, I think that because of COVID, in the next 2 to 5 years, we would see an evolution and a leap in the Caribbean that I don't think we would have been able to realize had it not been for that unforeseen circumstance.
Yeah, I really believe, as you said, it's been in the beginning of the program. The pandemic has been a forced digital transformation, right? If we did not have it, two things. If we did not have it, we were not going to be thinking digital anytime soon. And if it didn't last this long, because between when the lockdown that initial first lockdown, right? There was panic, there was pandemonium, what's going to happen? Nobody knew, right? But the mindset was, we just can't wait to get back to normal.
Exactly.
And
I'm like, what normal?
It wasn't working. It was not working before. It wasn't working, So with that mindset, and everybody just, trying to hold stand pat and just wait it out until we get back to things, if the pandemic did not last this long, we couldn't talk digital transformation at the level that we're talking about it now.
We wouldn't be having this conversation.
Correct.
More than likely, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Agreed. I wholeheartedly agree. So again, folks, if you guys are tuning in, we're talking with Chea Lee Wing, and we're talking about the Workii platform. It is the Caribbean freelancing platform and outsourcing marketplace, and we're going to be diving into more of it. You guys know how this goes. I need the energy. You have to give us the energy. Let us know in the chat if you guys are here. If you're locked in, you could drop some fire, drop some flames. Let us know if you guys are here. We need that, right? And don't be afraid to drop your questions in, because we're going to have those questions answered for you.
You asked a second part of that question just now, which was actually about the businesses and the companies, and if they would be able to benefit from hiring freelancers as well.
Yes, please take it away.
It's a resounding absolutely. Like if it's one thing, and this is pandemic caused again, work from home is something that we were not willing to give a chance before.
Right.
10 out of 10 companies, they don't want to hear that. They are okay with paying their rent for large office spaces where everybody files in, sits down, bums in seats, and they pay their benefits, they pay all the overheads, etc.
Right.
Now what we're finding is that these companies were actually forced to rethink their business model. They were forced to downsize. Unfortunately, however, it opened up an opportunity. So a lot of the companies we've been talking to have expressed that, listen, we've had to lay off some people, unfortunately, but we've actually told them, here, what, register for this platform so then we could turn around and give you contract work. Because what this does, this cuts out the overhead costs like permanent workspace, the benefits packages, the taxes, etc. But also for business, you no longer have that one person to depend on for the task. Yeah. You now have a large pool of qualified resources and the options to find the best fit for your job or your project at any given time.
And there's a segment of people that, they see that as the negative of all negatives, the betrayal of all betrayals, that, companies are laying off full-time workers and everything is contract, everything is a freelancer. But it really depends on where you sit. If you're in that frame of mind where you're still thinking traditional and you want security, you want job security, you want a 9 to 5, you just want to get that job, punch the clock, and then, Monday to Friday, 9 to 5, you're home, your salary sure. You're going to see it from that negative standpoint. But as somebody who has, taken advantage of the gig economy, this is great, because there are days where I wake up and I just say to myself, not today.
not today. Yeah. And actually, this concept of a safe paycheck or a safe job, that's gone out the window. Like these generations are realizing, that's a dream we were sold. Like I could give 20 years of my life to this company and they could bust my throat at any given time. And then what's my position? So then what you end up seeing is that even though people still want, some form of quote unquote job security, a stable paycheck coming in, people are realizing, and we've realized a long time ago, that if you are functioning in the Caribbean and you want any quality of living, you need more than one income stream.
Yeah.
Like one paycheck barely makes ends meet at this point.
Yeah.
So even if people have that job and they have that paycheck, most people, they look into sell food on the side, hustle, write some articles, whatever the case is, and this platform gives those people a space to operate in as well.
I love it. Wendy, we're going to get to your question and our Q&A. I have it saved, so don't worry. We're going to come back to that question, all right? We have some videos that we want to show you guys. So the first video up, Chea, we're going to be showcasing the Workii client, all right? So we're going to run the video, and then we'll break it down right after, all right?
Sure.
Perfect. Folks, if you're here, drop some flames in the chat. I like flames. I like fire. It lets me know that you guys are locked in with us, all right? All right, so we're running. the Workii client video 1. Check this out.
To register for Workii, simply navigate to the Sign Up button at the top right of the screen and select. From here, as a client, select I want to hire and click Continue. You can select either to register with your Facebook account, Google, LinkedIn, or via your registered email. Here we have selected email. Enter your personal information, select a password, upload documents if you choose, and select either individual or company. Select the terms of use and privacy policy, and select Create Account. You will receive a verification email in your registered email address. Go to your email and select the link. You will receive a verification email via the email address you just registered. Go to your email and select the link to activate your account. Once confirmed, you can now post a project. Simply navigate to the top right again, select Post a Project. Select your project category, your subcategory, and your project type. You can choose either one-off, full-time, or project-based jobs and pay via credit card or bank transfer for either. So here we will select one-off bank transfer. Here you will enter information such as the title, description, experience level, skills required, your project location, which can also be set to remote, and the budget that you would like to allocate towards this project. Select at least one image to be shown as your cover image. From here, you can post your project. Once posted, your project details are immediately available to view for any freelancer. Once submitted, your project is immediately available for view for all freelancers by just selecting projects. Once your job is posted, you'll immediately start receiving bids. To view these bids, you have two options. You can either select the project to show all bids and view the cover letter, timeline, amount, and any attachment that they may have uploaded. Or simply navigate to your chat, where this information would be automatically uploaded. Here, you can negotiate with your freelancer as you see fit. After reviewing all bid submissions, you can choose to either revise amount, accept, or reject. In this case, let's accept. Immediately, you would now be able to check out. Apply any promo code you may have received and issue payment via bank transfer. Once using bank transfer, you will be required to send a screenshot of your bank transfer to the Workii email address. Once payment has been issued to the Workii escrow account to be held in safekeeping, this is to protect both you and the freelancer in the case of any dispute resolution. Here you would now be able to view any milestones that were set by the freelancer that you have negotiated upon previously.
She employed me because she want me Workii. So let's chop that up. So give us a little breakdown. What did we just go through during the demonstration?
Right. The basics in terms of registering as a client. That client is a project owner. So if you have any job you need done, whether it's short-term, one-off, full-time job, or project-based, you register. You could use your socials, your Gmail. Most people have a Gmail in this day and age. You could use your Gmail, Facebook, LinkedIn. Register, easy peasy. Yeah. Or you can go through the process, use your email address if you have a Hotmail, etc.
Right.
And from there, posting a project, as you can see, is simple. It takes less than 2 minutes to do. Yeah. Once you have everything conceptualized in your mind, exactly what you want, and once posted, the bids start rolling in. We have over 1,000 registered freelancers already who are hungry. Yeah, who are hungry for work. So once a job is posted, immediately get those bids rolling in. And the beauty of it, they could upload their resume, they could upload past examples of their work, and you could just open everything directly through the platform. You communicate with them through the platform, through the built-in chat feature. Right. And every step along the way, your actions are recorded in the chat. Right. Now, that's important for dispute resolution. Right. So in case you have an issue where a client said, well, I wanted A, B, C done, but my freelancer gave me X, Y, and Z. Right. At this point, we could come and say, well, okay, this was your scope. You accepted the job. Did the freelancer deliver what you asked for, or did you try some scope creep? Or, what's what? And then we could assess, all right, no. The freelancer did his part, so we now will take it upon ourselves to release the payment. Right. So it won't be a matter like what freelancers face right now of executing a job and then clients being unwilling to pay and taking long to pay. So in this aspect, we try to protect the freelancer as well as the client, because at the end of the day, you don't want to spend money on something that you didn't ask for. Right, correct. So you guys, so the payment happens first, and you guys hold it until either the milestone or the jobs are complete? Yes. Now that's depending on the size of the job. Because there would be some larger jobs, for example, the certified high-level professionals like SAP, lawyers, etc. Right. Whose figure may be very high, or like say our app development figure may be high, depending on, say, if a company is doing this, is asking for this job, they may not be in a position based on their procurement policies to just issue 100% payment upfront. Right. At that point, you could negotiate and decide, okay, well, I'm okay with 10% or 20%. Right. And then they deposit that 20% to the platform. That's an escrow, and we release only when, well, you'll see it in the second video about releasing milestones. Well, without further ado, let's jump into video number 2. Let's jump in. All right. Once you've made your payment, your freelancer can now set milestones. Simply view the milestones that has now been activated in status. And here you can see that the freelancer has issued the first milestone as a down payment with 50% to start. On my end, I can approve the escrow account. It's that simple. This process will be repeated once the freelancer completes the job, submits the information or the work that. This process will be repeated, and once a freelancer completes the work based on the designated milestone and you are satisfied, payment will be issued once the milestone status is changed to approved. I like. If you are in the chat, let us know how you guys are liking the Workii platform so far. Let us know if you guys have any questions. Drop the questions in, because we're going to be taking questions just now. So you could start to drop those questions in. I'll have them saved. And as soon as we get to the Q&A section, we're going to start to ask those questions, all right? So just give us a little bit of background, just a bit more insight into what we just witnessed in video number 2. Right. So video number 2, well, you'll see on the freelancer side how he set a milestone in the next set of videos. But basically, once he checked out, and his payment is safely in escrow, that unlocks the milestone feature, where the freelancer would be able to designate, okay, well, this is my terms of payment. I want 50% upfront, 20% on delivering a draft, and then the final 30% on making changes and submitting the final amount.
Right.
So you could set any amount of milestones you wish, and it's automatic in terms of just changing the status from pending to approved and then to completed. And then on our end, we process the payment.
Perfect. All right. So let us jump into the freelancer side of things. All right. So let us queue up freelancer video number 1.
To register for Workii as a freelancer, again, navigate to the top right to sign up. And here you will select I want to work and select continue. Here you can choose to register with either your Facebook, Google, LinkedIn accounts, or just use your email address. Here we've used the email address. Enter your personal information, phone number, don't worry, this won't be visible to the public. Password, select your skills from the drop-down menu. Select multiple skills as necessary. Experience level, you would like to be upload any docs you would like visible, including past work or resume. And here you can input bank information as well. Select terms of use. Select create account. From here, navigate to the email address that you just registered and click on the verification link to activate your account. Once verified, you can now view all projects that have been posted to the Workii platform. Or you can simply navigate to the categories and filter based on your preference. To place a bid, simply select a project, view the details, select place bid. On attempting to place a bid, you would notice that you must select a subscription plan before placing a bid. Click here to select a plan. You can choose a plan that's either commission-based or subscription-based with no commission. Here we'll select commission-based. Continue. As it's commission and there's no need to pay, you can proceed. Payment options though would be via credit card or via PayPal or via WePay if you have a WePay account. After selecting this, we can go back to the projects and attempt to place a bid again. In the bid field, simply state how much you will be willing to execute this job for, necessary timeline, cover letter, upload a resume or past work, and if you choose, you can include an hourly rate in USD. Submit. Once submitted, this automatically comes into your chat and bid is automatically sent to the client. Once your bid is accepted, you'll automatically receive a notification via push on the app as well as email. You can click on the chat and see that your bid has been accepted. Navigate to project bids and you will see that your bid has been approved. From here, simply create a milestone. To do this, select create milestone, put in information. And save. As you can see, the milestone is automatically uploaded to the chat as well. To view any uploaded milestones, simply navigate to project milestones, select more, and here you will see the information. You can now go back to project bids. Once your milestone has been approved by the client, the status will change in amount status. Simply navigate back to View Milestones, and here, once achieved, change the status.
All right. So we're getting some really good feedback about the platform. Chea, you're able to see the chat as well, right?
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Very encouraging.
So give us a little breakdown as to what we were watching from the freelancer side of the platform.
Right. So from the freelancer side, again, signing up, easy as 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
And then viewing a project, select a subscription. Now the subscriptions that you would have witnessed there, the currency needs to change. So so those figures will change, and that will be reflected by in the morning latest.
Right.
But yeah, so you select a subscription, and once that is activated, you would be able to place a bid on any project that you feel like.
Right.
You submit, you enter your cover letter, you submit your resume, you basically put your best foot forward and tell this client why you're the best person for the job. And on the client's end, once they review and they're like, okay, well, yeah, Keron look like he know what he's doing. Let me hire Keron. Yeah.
Connect. Go ahead. Yeah, I like that. You know, I might look like I know what I'm doing.
Yeah. So it's as simple as that. And then once they check out, and again the money is safely in escrow, and okay, well, this man actually has the money to pay for the job that he's asking for,
right?
And he's not going to carry me on any run around. Then you could create your milestones, and then it's as simple from there as communicating with your client, executing work, and changing your status to achieved. So Perfect. Then once on his end he's comfortable with the work and he puts it at completed,
you
release payment.
Perfect. I like it. All right. So that being said, let's get into our final video. This is for the freelancer side. We got some more things to cover. So bear with us, folks. Check this video out.
From here, the client would now be available to review your work and either request you to rework or to approve work completed. Once the status has been changed on the freelancer's end, you will automatically receive a notification. On refreshing, you would note milestone is complete and user status is completed. Once status is changed to completed, you will see in your chat, this information has also been updated. So this basically keeps a record of all your transactions, and your funds will automatically be released to your registered account.
I feel like somebody is busy doing a money dance when they seen that part.
Well, that's what we want. We want the money dance.
That's what we're talking about. So are we getting paid? Are you able to get paid in US, or is it getting paid in the currency that your whatever country you are in? How is that working?
Right. Now that was the trickiest part of this platform, to be honest.
Right.
So we are getting it rectified in that you can issue payment in your currency and you can receive payment in your currency. Okay. Regardless of, so the platform currency would be set to USD, right, but you would be able to convert because, as we all know, we have a US shortage issue in the Caribbean, Barbados, Trinidad, Jamaica. We have those terrible limits that you can't do anything with. So if there's a big job quoted in the US, you might not have all the funds to clear it. So
right.
Yeah, so we're updating our payment gateway so that we could accept any currency and that we could remit to your account back in your currency. So we get away from those conversion rates and etc.
That's perfect. So following up with that, what countries are you guys currently operating in?
Right now, the platform is open in the region. So we have persons registered from Trinidad and Tobago. We have Grenada, we have Barbados, we have a heavy presence from Jamaica as well. Yeah, we do. And then, we have Caribbean diaspora. So Caribbeans who live in the States and UK as well have been reaching out asking, is this closed only to the region? It's not closed only to the region
Yeah.
because we want to give these freelancers and their work international exposure as well.
Ah,
So
okay.
while we focus here, our marketing, our messaging is here is
Right.
really so that people, when people come to the platform from outside, they can realize what talent we have here and
Perfect.
quality.
Perfect. No, that's beautiful. And I think that's a good time to now. It's just we have some questions that have come in, so we'll get to those questions. What I will let you guys know is that I'm gonna open the phone lines now. So if you do want to call in and ask your question live, you can do that. If you have a pen and paper, the phone number, if you guys are ready, is 868 737 4358. That number again is 868 737 4358. You guys can call in via WhatsApp or you can call direct, either one, and we'll take your call live. If you don't want to, if you're a little shy, you don't want to join in the vibes, you could drop your question in the chat, but feel free to give us a call. And that number again is 868 737 4358. You guys can call us. The phone numbers are live. The phone lines are open. I love saying that like we're in a radio station.
Yeah, yeah. This is official.
But we do have some questions. So let us get to some of those questions, all right? That being said, our first question of the night is from Crumb Coated Fun. And she asks, what freelancing categories are available?
Wow. Okay, so great question. In terms of freelancing categories, we have the gamut. Sorry. We have from HR and admin services, writing and editing, design, web development. We have trade services as well. So if you need an electrician, if you need a plumber, we've had a lot of women, we have a lot of females who've been asking, yo, I need stuff done around the house as well. Do you have this available? You would be surprised how many of those we've gotten. So we are facilitating any job or any industry that somebody needs a job done in. People, someone emailed and asked if we are accepting pet grooming services, dog walking services. Say,
What?
of course, if it's a job, if it's a service people need, let us know and we can simply add the category to the back end.
Right. Listen to me. Dog walking services. Listen,
Dog
don't be
walking
trying to call
services.
me and bring your pit bull to chew me up. I'm telling
Yeah, but we
you.
also take it all the way up to the high level professions, which will be a separate part. And in there we have the SAP professionals, we have the high level consultants,
Right.
etc. So
That's beautiful.
anyway, we have a category for you.
That's beautiful. Folks, don't forget the phone lines are open. So if you want to call right away, 737 4358. You can call us on WhatsApp or you can call us direct. All right. Our next question comes from Crumb Coated Fun again. She was back to back. So, what are the differences between the plans, the benefits from one to the other?
Right. So one plan, you don't pay any upfront costs. You don't pay any monthly, quarterly, or yearly subscription, but you charge a commission on your projects. If at the point you register and you realize, well, yo, my commissions are adding up to a lot more than a subscription, then you could simply just switch across to the subscription model, whichever is easier for you and how you structure your work. I don't want to let too much out the bag, but we also have some very fun things lined up for the freelancers based on the type of package they choose. So I'll just drop that little nugget there. Won't talk too much on it,
You
but
guys
something.
you gotta stay tuned. You gotta stay tuned. Make sure you
Yeah,
guys are on the website. You follow them on social media to keep up to date on that news. So
correct.
next up we have Wendy Hodge. Wendy Hodge says, "Good night. I'm in the fashion business. How can this help me?"
So in the fashion business, I'm guessing you might be a designer. We actually have persons who have registered on the platform and have inquired, okay, I have a dress that I want a dress designed. Do you have anyone who would be able to fit this service?
Right.
So it may not be as frequent as, say, a graphic artist or whatnot, but there's still space for you.
Perfect. I love it. Moses Bab says, can the client type be changed after signing up from individual to company or both?
Yes, it can be changed.
Wonderful. Let's see. Who else do we got in here? Automotive services. Can automotive services be on the platform?
But of course, if it's a job that someone needs done, if someone needs repairs and they don't, within the network, they don't have a reliable mechanic or their mechanic screwed them over a couple of times, they can check for it. If somebody wants to customize their vehicle, they want rims, they want sound system, etc., and they don't know where to go, they could post that job as well, and you'd be able to execute.
Perfect. I have a question though. So this is something that a lot of times people join these freelancing platforms, and then there are some people who get the most success out of the platform, and then there's those who join, never get a job or never get selected, and then they think that freelancing platforms are a waste of time. What are some helpful tips and tricks that people can employ when they get on a freelancing platform to be able to get these jobs and really make this platform worth their while?
That's a great question. What we actually do, we send tips to our registered freelancers periodically, and we basically advise them on what you can do to increase your chances of being selected. So things like updating your resume, having your resume done professionally, completing a profile. People would not believe how much a profile picture or a completed profile affects the optics when it comes to a client viewing who's posting their job. Because from their end, remember, they're looking at it, well, if you're not taking this seriously enough to upload all the information necessary, would you then do all the work that I have for you to do?
Right.
So things like that. Your cover letter. A cover letter is important because a resume, anybody could type a resume for you, but a cover letter is basically from your mouth saying, this is why you should hire me for your job. Right. I am punctual. I attention to detail. Stickler for proper work. Once you could relay that, your chances automatically improve of being selected for the job.
Right. What are some ways that people can kind of build a portfolio? So is it recommended to have like a website portfolio, or like what are some ways that people can kind of create their own portfolio and keep that work so that whenever they do need to showcase things that they've been a part of, they can give quicken access to a potential employer to showcase?
So when you're registering as a freelancer, you can actually upload a resume, upload examples of past work. What we find is most successful is persons who update a PDF version of their portfolio regularly.
Right.
So once you get a new job, once you get a new client, you update it, and then you update it on the Workii platform. So once someone goes to your profile and says, well, let me see what this guy has to offer, they could review your work. And also when you bid on a job, you can upload that document as well. Right. So persons have a proper reference for the work that you are able to put out.
Perfect. So we have a couple questions that came in. Samsonite
die Didi.
Why should I join Workii versus Fiverr or Upwork? I know we kind of touched on this in the beginning, but in case people came in a little bit late,
somebody joined late. Yeah. One of the main reasons I would recommend Workii over Fiverr or Upwork, not just because it's Caribbean, but because there is a literal sea of freelancers on these platforms currently that you would be competing with. And that's not to say that your work is not of the standard that you can't compete with these people, but it's just that the likelihood of someone seeing your work, you being able to price your job lower than, say, someone in India, someone in Asia, someone in Eastern Europe, your chances are a lot slimmer out there. That's really what it boils down to.
Listen, Bangladesh is my friends, Bangladesh is my friends. I love it. I love it. So yeah, we got Kevin Valley. Big up the Caribbean Power Lunch boss. Valley says, "Do you
Kevin
or
Valley boy. All right.
Valley?"
Yeah, my friend from school.
What?
CIC old boys.
Valley says, "Do you or do you intend to provide freelancers with marketing tools and services to help them out?"
Yes, we do. This is also part of the stay tuned conversation. And this is us not wanting to let too much out of the bag too soon. I'm one of those who I don't like to post coming soon. I like to post
It up.
look at what we have.
You're right.
So yeah, so yes, for sure we do have added value that we are introducing for freelancers.
Perfect. All right, so we have, this is the comment. Janique says, "As a linguist, I applaud your thought process around the name. It sounds good in our regional languages, English, French, Spanish, Creole. Can't speak for Dutch, Caribbean. Workii."
Thank you, Janique. Much appreciated.
I love it. I love it. She says, "Work it, work it." We have too much fun, man.
Love it.
Valley says that crowding on the existing freelancer platform is exactly why I asked that. That is very, very true.
Yeah.
The competition level on a Fiverr, a Upwork, or Freelancer.com is absolutely through the roof right about now. So it's good that we actually have a platform of our own.
Almost to the point of oversaturation. But I guess once you're getting the options, then it's upon you to just make the right choice. So I guess options are never a bad thing, but from a freelancer side, that's just competition.
Yeah. No, yeah, absolutely. That's exactly what it comes down to. Janique says, "Chea, how do I get on your platform to offer my translation and interpreting services? I'm based in TNT and serving the world."
Okay, so Janique, you can visit workii.net, and I'm sure you know how to spell it by now. Or you can go onto the App Store or Google Play and download the Workii Freelancer app. There are two sides to the app: the regular Workii side, which will be for the clients who want to post jobs, and then the Workii Freelancer app, which you would be downloading, and you can register as a translator.
I love it.
Listen, I have a field for you already.
I find nobody called in. And when people like Terry Carell is on the line and have the Digipreneur number to call in, I find you guys could call in. The phone lines are open. The phone number is 868-737-4358. I will put it in the chat once again for you guys. That is 868-737-4358. We want to take at least one, live phone call.
Yeah, at least one call would be nice.
At least one.
Not too many calls. One call.
At least one call to come in. We have a random live joiner. Lydia, hello.
My random live joiner.
Kevin said he was gonna call, but he said, "Let me leave all your Kevin." Nah, you're supposed to call in, bro. You're supposed to call in. No worries. So let me know what I know. We don't want to let too much out of the bag, but what's next for Workii? What is your next milestone?
All right. So again, without saying too much up front, we have added value for sure. This will be strategic partnerships as well as areas that we've actually noticed that the gig economy, they need supporting, really and truly. Also, one of the things we're doing is we accommodating the aging community. So those who've been pushed out of work and into retirement, but still feel like they have value to add to society. They still want to consult, they want to do mentoring, they still want to work or even volunteer.
Right.
Don't worry, we have a space for you as well. And if your parents fall into that category, sign them up.
Yeah. I have to put my granny on here to make some roti and let me get to work. Yeah.
And we also have some things around. Let me not mention it. Stay tuned. Within the next 3 months, you would see a lot of activity happening around add-ons and added value.
All right. And we'll don't worry, we'll circle back when those things drop.
Yeah. I'll come back again. This was way more fun than I thought it was gonna be.
Listen, and we
yeah,
didn't even get a live call yet. It's even more live when the live calls come in, but no worries.
But I feel next time we get those live calls when the platform is a little more known and
No worries. But they're in the chat. Don't worry. We look at that. Samsonited says, "Are you hiring?" This is a great platform.
I feel like this person has insider information. We are actually hiring. So I bootstrapped this from 2020 until now. Like when I say bootstrap, like sold my car to be able to continue development and do what I had to do. So it's been a one-man show to get it to market, but thankfully we've gotten great feedback. The reception has been great. We've gotten good adoption. So we are actually now hiring a team. So
that's perfect.
Yes, we are. You can reach out to us. You can reach out to letswork@workii.net and we could have a conversation. You could send your resumes and we could make something happen.
Perfect. And before we close out the conversation tonight, Chea, just give me your insight. How important do you think it is right now to build the gig economy in the region? Actually, we have a live call coming in.
Oh, you're live.
We got a live call. Caller, good night. How are you?
Hello.
Hello.
To the DJ fam.
Hello.
So my question, right off the bat, before I forget, is can I be registered for two different categories? So I may be good in writing, but I'm also good in something else. So can I register for two different things?
Yes, you can. In the Caribbean, we are multitaskers by nature. So if you are proficient in more than one category, by all means, on sign up, you would be able to select multiple categories and that would be highlighted on your profile.
Awesome. Thank you.
Perfect. Did you get your question answered tonight?
Have a great night.
Thank you very much. Perfect. And we have another caller. Let's just get him back. Let's get him back.
Open. Let's say.
Hold on. We have one more caller.
Your call has been.
The funny thing is that the caller was trying to call like okay, there we go. Caller coming in. Hello, good night. You are on Digipreneur Live.
Good night.
Good night.
This voice sounded familiar. Caller, who are we speaking with tonight?
Good night. This is Kevin Valley speaking.
Caribbean Power Lunch in the building. Valley, what's going on, bro?
Yeah, man, I had a question for Chea first, and he may or may not want to answer it right now. But I hear you guys saying that talking about Upwork and Fiverr and all these existing platforms that already have so many people on it and it's crowded and whatnot. So I guess my question is there a certain level of like how big you want Workii to become before you have those kind of similar problems, or is that you're trying to manage it to a certain level so that people could stay Caribbean, you could stay finding whoever you're looking for, whatever.
Right. In terms of limiting the platform, I don't think that's necessarily something we would be able to do. But what we can do, and this is the advantage of coming after services like Upwork and Fiverr, etc., we can creatively find ways to manage and to control the influx of freelancers, the influx of jobs, and be able to maybe segment, maybe compartmentalize it, maybe tier it, depending. But we would definitely be gathering data and consensus along the way and adapting the platform to make sure that we don't face those same issues in the future.
Okay, cool. And one quick follow-up. As you get bigger and as you have more, because we talk about money, right? And people negotiating price, people negotiating terms, negotiating quality of the service they receive and everything. Is there a way that you're looking to like automate your customer service and handling disputes and all of that?
Yes, so we have a dispute resolution process where if there is any discrepancy between what the client wants and what the freelancer gave, or what the initial scope was and the client tried to change the scope, at that point, as the platform, we would be authorized to step in, and we would then review all of the documentation, because as we said earlier, every single transaction, meaning bid approved, milestone created, etc., everything is logged in the chat. So we would have a reference. So it's not a he say, she say at that point. We can look at the facts, we can look at the scope, we can look at the negotiations, the milestones, and then come to an agreement and say, well, client, I'm sorry, you're in the wrong on this end. We will release payment to the freelancer, or for freelancer, we're sorry, you did not fulfill the scope to the client's request, so you may have to rework.
All right, nice man, nice. Wait, well, good job, bro. Big up CIC always. Keron, later.
Thanks for calling, bro. Listen, the live calls are what really, bring Digipreneur live sessions alive, And Chea, this was definitely a great conversation. And I mean,
amazing.
Before I let you go, there was one question I wanted to ask before we close out. But how important is it for us to really build the gig economy in the Caribbean region with everything happening right now? You wouldn't believe the calls are coming in. All right, hold on. Caller, you are live on Digipreneur FM. How are you?
FM.
Yeah, buddy.
What's going on, brother?
I'm good for the time. What's up?
Nothing much. You are live on the show.
Yes, sir.
Nice.
All right. Question. Just a follow up from what Vali was saying. If client, for example, a freelancer, say he did not or she did not hold up to the end of the arrangement, is there something structured where like you take a point away or something to that extent? Because I mean sometimes you may have somebody that may constantly not reaching the mark. So is there something that would cause the platform, meaning in Workii, to maintain that standard of service and quality of service and this type of thing? Is there something you say to that?
Great question, and thanks for asking it, because I forgot to touch on it. There is a rating system for the freelancers. So once someone completes a job or doesn't complete a job, you could rate them with the usual 5-star process, 1 to 5 stars, as well as you would be able to type your testimonial on their work. And that would be viewed publicly by everyone.
Very good. I love it. I'm looking to sign up. I'm happy that we are doing this thing and we have this based in the Caribbean and based in Trinidad. So look forward, all the best and going forward and making something good out of this. Thank you very much. Love the show, guys. Keep on doing what you do.
Thanks for calling in. I love it.
Great feedback. Very encouraging.
I love it. Kyle, we have another question. Is this platform live already?
Yes, sir. It is live.
Perfect. All right, so what I'm going to do is before another call comes in, let me just close the phone line out. Let me just close that out. So as I was asking, how important is it for us to really build a gig economy right now in the Caribbean?
It is of utmost importance. Not only for us, but for the generations that are coming up behind us as well. Because I'm 34 years old. So my generation, we are now in that stage where we're realizing, that our parents' dream may not necessarily be ours. So there may be a different way to operate, different way to do things. But Gen Z coming up behind us, they are the last statistic I saw was that 40% of Gen Z, soon to be 60, has said that they would prefer to do gig economy work full time. And as a peace of mind thing, they don't view the world as let's work for money. So we need to lay the groundwork now for a proper gig economy to thrive. And that would be in terms of education, in terms of providing resources, in terms of mentorship, whatever the resources the gig economy needs to thrive, we definitely need to build that up.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Listen, listen. There's a lot of things that you've dropped tonight. Some really good jewels, and again, the platform is looking good. You know, it's one of those things where people see it and they're gonna be like, "This was made in Trinidad. This is looking great."
Yeah.
You know, but do you have any closing remarks for the audience tonight?
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in, for the questions, the feedback. The feedback is honestly overwhelming. Dedicating a year plus to this and not knowing how it would be. This man, you see any lines by my eyes. Stress.
They don't know, man. They don't know. They don't know.
Yeah. So dedicating a year plus to this with not always the best feedback, not knowing how it would be received. Everything is really great to see that people are seeing the need for it. People are gravitating towards it, and it's good also to be able to provide the service and to be able to help people in this way, because this is work. Like, everybody needs work. At the end of the day, you need money, you need work, and you need money to survive. So
Correct.
once I can do my part to connect people and to bring work and job opportunities to people, I'm good. Everything else will fall into line.
Brilliant! Yo, full marks if you know where that's from. Do you know where that's from?
One more time.
Brilliant! If anybody knows where that's from, drop it in the chat. Let me know if you know where that brilliant is from. That's I'll give you the actor, Jim Carrey. That's the Grinch. The Grinch.
That's the Grinch. Oh, okay. I was running through the Jim Carrey movies in my mind.
No, but honestly, the conversation tonight really made me feel like, listen, this is exactly what we need. This is the type of innovation that we need for us, built by us and for us, because we go on a lot of these platforms. I mean, yes, you know, we see the Fiverrs, the Upworks, the PayPals, the Stripes. Like, there's a lot of international platforms that we are handicapped. We could use it. Sometimes we could use it. Sometimes we can't. When we can use it, there's some either runarounds that we have to do. We just never get the services that we. You know, and it always comes back down to people complain about, you know, why PayPal doesn't work in the crib. They don't need to. They don't need to. We complain, you know, why Instagram doesn't give us the features they give to other markets. These platforms don't need to. They don't care. They don't need to. It will always come back down to, if you want services and things for our region, then somebody has to build it. So the fact that
it has to be from us. Yeah. So in developing the platform and in trying to find ways for this to be as seamless and user friendly for us as possible, you would not believe the hurdles that we had to cross in terms of compliance, in terms of access, in terms of just what platforms are willing to function within the Caribbean. Like, it's a struggle. But as we do more of these things, we will now either open ourselves up to the world, or we will start seeing solutions coming from within that are tailored for us. So once we shine the spotlights on ourselves, because, you know, we have this mentality where we like to look outside first. What they doing in America? What they doing in Europe?
Yeah.
We have it here. Right. So once we focus on ourselves, once we build up ourselves, outside will notice.
Perfect. And for those of you who are looking for the actual the link, you guys just need to go to workii.net. All right. That's workii.net, and you guys can check out the platform. The platform looks beautiful. Go give it a check out. If you are a freelancer, make sure you guys go get yourselves registered on the platform. All right.
Download the app on App Store, Google Play, Workii, Workii, and Workii Freelancer. Instagram, workii.app, Twitter, workii.app. We are around. Just look for us.
Perfect. Chea, I want to thank you for coming on Digipreneur Live tonight and blessing us with your presence. This solution is great. And again, I look forward to many more people joining and giving us their feedback. And when the next time we have the conversation,
we need to follow up to this in a few months for sure. And so I can update you all on progress, the little gems I would have dropped. We would be able to say, remember what I was talking about then? This is it now.
Perfect, Chea. Thank you. And we will continue the conversation with you offline, all right?
All right, great.
All right,
thanks
perfect. A lot. You take care. Folks, listen. I hope you guys enjoyed tonight's conversation with Chea from Workii. All right? Anytime I hear it, I just want to sing busy. She employed me because she want me. I know. I'm a little, out of my mind sometimes. But I saw things go. Definitely check out the platform. If you are a freelancer, get yourself registered. If you are a business, you guys should be leveraging these resources, all right? You might not be able to hire people full-time and pay salaries and the benefits and all the other good stuff. Learning how to leverage freelancers and be a part of the gig economy, that way you can get a lot of these things done, is going to be critical for your own business success. All right? So this session, this live tonight, is already going to be available for replay. You guys can watch it back on YouTube, watch it back on LinkedIn or Facebook or even on Twitter. So if you guys came late to the conversation, no worries. It's available for you guys to go and watch it right now. You guys can go back and check it out, all right? I want to thank you guys for joining me for another Tuesday night live on Digipreneur FM Live. Folks, that's it from me. My name is Keron Rose. Join us next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. We have another live session, and the details about that one will be coming out in the next coming days, all right? Folks, if you enjoyed tonight's session, drop some flames in the chat. I like to see flames. Let me know that you were here. Drop some flames in the chat if you guys enjoyed tonight's session. And I will see you guys next week, Tuesday, 8 p.m. AST. All right? She employed me because she want me to Workii.